Welcome everybody. I have a special guest here. This is John Herbert. He is the past president of the Chevy Lovers and Car Club Council of Hampton Roads. And most importantly, he is also a client here at Ceramic Kings with this beautiful 1968 Camaro SS, right?
RSSS, yeah.
RSSS. That's a lot of S's, folks. Yeah. And then what we're going to be talking about today is Car Club Council of Hampton Roads, Ceramic King Coatings, a cool and exciting partnership and opportunity for you guys at whatever vehicle you have, or if you're in a club. We're going to jump into it with this quick interview here with John Herbert. Thank you again, John, for
Leland, thanks. Yeah.
And let's get into it. All right, John, thank you again for doing this interview and taking the time out to do it. My first question for you, let's just baseline the whole thing. What's the purpose of the Car Club Council of Hampton Roads, or triple CHR?
Triple CHR, because you know that's a mouthful when you try to say CCCHR. You get
sounds like
the
S is on
and the S is
Camaro.
on the Camaro. So the Car Club Council was founded in 1991.
Oh wow!
And its main mission was to be representative of the Hampton Roads community in Richmond for any kind of legislative issues that we're going through, any kind of laws that were being looked at, you know, mufflers and noise and things like that. And to this day, that is still one of our missions in the council.
Cool.
The other, and no less important, was to represent and bring car clubs together, because you figure back in 1991, we really didn't have the internet.
Right.
So in order to plan things and get events scheduled and make sure that we weren't stepping on each other, the council was kind of that, you know, you all came together and said, I have an event on this day, I have an event on this day, so on and so forth, and bring everybody together to do that. So we still exist for that purpose today, both of those purposes actually. It's gotten a little more challenging as far as the events part of this, because everything is now on the internet. All your events are planned on the internet, but we still are able to get in and help deconflict that, and to help bring, because the idea is to bring clubs together and support each other's events. Right. Because the majority of these events are for charity, and so to be able to do that, so that's really kind of the down and dirty of what the council is all about.
I appreciate you explaining that. And that I just learned a couple things. And one of the biggest reasons why I was drawn to it was not just the members that I've gotten to know through a bunch of the car shows, and yourself, and you know, Ramon, shout out to Ramon and Mark, and the other members of the Car Club Council of Hampton Roads. I've since actually become a member myself.
Yes.
Happy to be so. And Ceramic King Coatings, we are also proud sponsors and supporters of the council, because we obviously do a ton of vehicles from members that are in car clubs, enthusiasts, or just folks with a daily driver. And so what my purpose is, or one of the things I want to do in this interview, is explain to anybody tuning in what would that partnership, the Car Club Council of Hampton Roads and Ceramic King Coatings, we've now come together. We're supporting you guys as much as we possibly can, but also the car club members, they have a role that they can help play in this whole thing to further keep that mission going. And so would you shed some light for the listeners on that?
Absolutely. So this is the second year that Ceramic King Coatings and Leland has been a sponsor of the Car Club Council of Hampton Roads, and this is his first year as a full member there.
That's right.
So we're excited to have you and Ceramic King Coatings on board with us. And I think there's a huge benefit in a number of ways. One of them is sitting right behind me here with my 68 Camaro that I brought to Leland and the guys and had it coated. And I'm not ashamed to say, it was a shiny car. It was a show car.
It was, yeah.
But I brought it to you because I wanted the protection.
Correct.
I was tired of dealing with micro scratches and things like that from people wiping their fingers down and then there's a scratch. Well, I don't have to worry about that now with the Icon Rug Clear coating that's on the car.
That's right.
But what you're bringing is, we're hopefully bringing people to you for this exact reason, but also for their daily drivers.
Correct.
You know, everybody has a daily driver.
Yep.
And I think your protection, the Icon Rock Clear protection for the daily drivers, is a lot more important than my car that sits in the garage 98% of the time.
Right.
But what we've done is, between us and with you becoming a member and supporting us, is to provide benefits to the members,
Right.
but also to then provide benefits to the council for us to, which we support a number of charities,
Exactly.
to provide so that we can give back to those charities.
Exactly. And furthermore, you know, one of the things I've been big about, and I've been very straightforward with you and all the other members of the council, is, you know, we don't just want to sponsor any car show, because they're happening every weekend out here in Hampton Roads.
There's 10 or 15 on any particular Saturday.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and they're all over the place. And so we've been approached, and we've always sought out car shows that we can get behind. And one of the biggest things that we found was we would sponsor like the Chevy Lovers event, or, you know, the XYZ event. And then we're like, I keep seeing the same familiar faces, and it was you and Ramon and some of the other guys, Mark especially with 757 Auto Events.
Right.
I kept seeing you guys, and seeing the charities that you guys were backing made me say, this is the type of car show that I would go to,
Yep.
that I can bring my kids to, my clients would, you know, love to come out to these events. And so that's where I started sponsoring those events, and further expanding that sponsorship, saying, you know, I'm going to sponsor the car club.
Well, and to give you an example, one of our big areas, one of the locations that we are intimately involved in is Lansdowne Commons, the shopping center at Lansdowne Commons.
Right.
And we've been there 12 years now. And the last figures that I had from last year to donating to charity from all the events that we host there, we were just shy of $350,000 over the last 11 years from the events at Lansdowne. So
what are some of those charities?
Gosh, we have the Seton House that is local here.
That's a big one.
Chevy Lovers is the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
Yep.
One that's near and dear to the Car Club Council of Hampton Roads is the Food Bank of Southside Food Bank. That was a George Smith charity that we would give to. And the list goes on. And Alzheimer's.
Yep.
And so, yeah, we've got quite a few charities that come out. You know, we're doing one for veterans here in 3 weeks.
Yep.
Suicide prevention, which is the HepCap Honeys of charity. So each weekend when we have an event there, there's typically a different charity that we're hosting or helping.
And
through the car
that level of purpose behind the car shows is why I think it attracts the right people to the shows. You know, we're not doing burnouts. We're not doing,
That's right.
you know, muffler competitions.
Yep.
You know, we're here to, as car enthusiasts, you know, we'll win some hardware at some of these shows. We get together and have fellowship, and it's always such a great, lively experience.
Well, and you hit upon a real important point there. And I think one of the things of being a member of not only a car club, but then also a member of the council is the camaraderie.
Exactly.
You get people like you just mentioned, you came into the scene a couple of years ago and you started seeing familiar faces.
Right.
And you started to become friends with them.
Exactly.
You and I become friends
Exactly.
because of that.
Yep.
I think that's an important thing. There's
100%.
a love for automobiles. Doesn't matter whether it's a Camaro or the BMW that's sitting over here, or a brand new, you know, vehicle, Corvette that's out there. We all share that same love of vehicles, of cars.
Exactly.
And then it's the camaraderie and the charity that we're donating to,
Absolutely.
you know, in the end.
Exactly. And so that kind of segues into my next question. So let's say there's someone watching this video, and maybe I'm speaking right to you watching this. You know, if someone is like, you know, I have a nice car, I want to be a part of that fellowship, that support of some of these events, you know, spend my weekend, maybe, you know, I mowed the lawn and now I want to go and attend something that's good for both the community, or my you know, better way of spending my weekend coming out to a car show. Instead of, you know, going to Facebook, you know, car meetup near me, these are really purpose-driven events.
Right.
So if there's somebody watching right now, how could they go about getting involved in joining a club or being a part of this community?
The best thing is, I think, is to go on to the Car Club Council's website, which is CCC, so 3 C's, HR.org.
Perfect.
And you can go on there, you can learn how to become a member. You can also see we have a great webmaster. and she keeps up to date with all the events that are on there. We list them all on calendar and then all the events by themselves. That's a great starting point.
That's right.
And you can get out and then you can go to a car show, like the Church of Ascension show that's happening, that is remote show that's this Saturday.
That's right.
You know, show up out there and you meet folks like us and you talk with folks and you decide then whether you want to get involved and go from there. So, and then, you know, we are also on Facebook. So Car Club Council of Hampton Roads is on Facebook. And a shout to Mark, you know, 757 Auto Events, that's another place to to get them. And then one more, Car Crazy and Tidewater.
Nice.
So,
so those are great avenues for people to start their search for a home in a club.
Yes.
And now let's build that out a little bit. So they join the club and they're now a part of a club. Let's talk quickly about some of the benefits that they get being a part of a club, and then I'll share a part of what you get from Ceramic King Coatings if you are in.
Well, again, we just said, you know, I think the big thing is the camaraderie in the cars. Now, I know, speaking from Chevy lovers, you know, we do events monthly. We get, like last Thursday night, we did a cruise to Pongo Pizza and had dessert. And you do things like that gets everybody together. It was a beautiful night, a nice ride out in the country. Nice. We're getting ready. We're putting together one. It's going to be a drive and dine, a trivia cruise that's going to happen on Sunday, June 1st. Had to put that all together. So it's a drive and dine trivia cruise, Sunday, June 1st. It's going to be Car Club Council sponsored. Everybody's welcome, and that may help make your decision on whether you want to come play. But we're going to go down to Coin Jock Marina and have lunch down there, so it should be a nice cruise. And then anybody who wants to can ride back on the ferry, coming back and come up through Knott's Island. So that's kind of the way it's going to be.
That's cool.
So I digress. Getting involved in a club, you're coming together with like-minded people. You're going to have cars, you're going to have camaraderie, you're going to go places and do things. I know all the clubs around there are like the Chevy lovers, and they have events that they go and do and participate in.
Awesome. Well, the reason John is here is to shed a light on how to get involved, what the purpose of the Car Club Council is, and ultimately too, as one of the sponsors of the Car Club Council of Hampton Roads, Ceramic King Coatings is also offering an exclusive discount if you want to get either your daily driver or your show car coated with us. We offer both a discount to you and your vehicles, but also a chunk of the proceeds will go back to supporting the mission of the car scene, the community, the charities, and we give back a part of those proceeds also to the charity. So if you guys want to get involved, there's so many benefits of being a part of a club. You can reach out to John or us here at Ceramic King Coatings, and we can also help navigate you through that path of finding a great club to be a part of, and find the one that fits yours. And if it's a Car Club Council of Hampton Roads designated club, you get to qualify for those discounts. You'll see up front in our lobby, you're going to see the Car Club Council of Hampton Roads logo, and we know pretty much all the clubs that are in the group. So if you say, hey, I'm a part of Chevy Lovers or Beachcombers or, you know, Street Dreams, whatever the clubs might be, Dream Chaser, you know, the list goes on and on. Once you're a part of one of those clubs, you're also a part of our family, and you can help by not just attending the events to give back to the Car Club Council and these charities, but also right here, get your car protected, give back a little to the community and the charity and the car scene, and ultimately at the end of the day, keep building and pushing this mission forward. So is there any final thoughts? I think we covered all the bases.
I think it's imperative that if you do this, there's a whole litany that we've just gone through of advantages to doing this.
Right.
And you want to make sure that if you come in and see Leland, that you state, you know, I'm a member of Virginia Chevy Lovers, Beachcombers, just like you said. I just wanted to reemphasize that.
Right.
And I think not only is Leland giving back and giving to you a discount, but to the charities that we support as Car Club Council, but you're going to get a car that's now protected. And
that sounds like a win-win-win.
I don't see any negatives to this. And it is, you know, I'm super happy. And you can see here, I mean, you and I could shave in the side of the car right now. And oh, by the way, it's a 15-year warranty on the Icon
right.
rock clear. So
Absolutely.
there's nothing,
Nice
there's
point.
no drawdown there.
That's right.
And there are other coatings that he offers besides that. So
That's right.
I just want to put that out. But
Yep, we customize it all. Now you've mentioned this, and now I have to plug Ceramic King Coatings. You know, we specialize in automotive protection and maintenance and aesthetics. So if you want to, maybe it's not the Icon, maybe it's a ceramic, nonetheless, we customize every package to meet your needs, what you're looking to accomplish, and budget-wise as well. So just give us a call, come pay us a visit. We'd love to shake your hand in person.
And you can
roll
meet
with
Leland
you.
in person because he comes to our meetings. They are the 4th Tuesday of every month at Priority Chevrolet on Military Highway at 7 p.m.
That's right.
So you can come out, and we are happy to have you. You know, you can come in and sit and learn about what we do and meet the team and so on and so forth. And you can meet Leland as well.
Always. John, thank you again.
Well, thank you.
What a pleasure. Folks, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us here at Ceramic King Coatings. Give us a call or visit us in person, 757-330-8099. And if you want more information on the Car Club Council of Hampton Roads, that's CCCHR.org. 3 C's, HR.org.
Yep.
All right, folks. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you at the next show.